This session today is for your hips. It's going to help to open up your hip flexors, which can get really tight if you spend a lot of time sitting. So you might find that there's discomfort, there's stiffness in the hips. You could actually also feel it in your lower back if these muscles are really tight and short. So this session will help to bring some ease and slowly lengthen and stretch those muscles. So we're going to start laying down on your front. The only prop that you're going to need today is a block. So if you've got a block or a brick, because we're going to place this underneath the spine a little bit later for a supported bridge pose. So either one like this or a foam block is absolutely perfect. If not, then maybe a couple of cushions will also do, but you want something quite firm. All right, so go ahead and lay yourself on your front. And we're just going to get close to the ground and straight away allow the front of the body to relax and to feel the ground and to feel that the legs are relaxing and that this position and the space between the legs and the abdomen are releasing. So just feel the pelvis connecting to the ground. And you can have just a little space between the feet. Just start to relax the legs. You can release the heels out to the side and allow the full weight of the body now to be taken by the ground beneath. Start to feel the breath as it presses into the mat, into the ground, as you breathe in and out. And you turn your head the other direction. And start to release the spine, relax the shoulders. And your abdomen, chest. And just one more breath here. And bring your head back to center and bring your hands onto your mat by your side. Just hug the belly in a little as you raise your chest and your hips away from the ground. And work your way to your hands and knees. Hip width space between the knees and the hands. You can have a bit of space between the fingers. Wrists underneath your shoulders. And let's start to stretch out the left leg. You can draw the heel away from you to lengthen the calf, but also to create some awareness on the front of the hips. That's good. And then you can raise the leg and point your toe. And then lower the leg down. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. And then bend that knee. Tuck the knee in underneath. And stretch the leg out. Tuck in as you exhale. Hug the belly in, arching the spine. Inhale, stretch the leg out. Two more. Exhale. And in. And X. And inhale. Great. Bring the toes down. Flex the foot so the toes are on the ground. Reach the heel back. Very nice. And then bring that knee back. Take the right leg out. Stretch the heel back, lengthening. And then easing off. Raise the leg, leg is straight, keep the belly hugged in and tap the toes down and lift and lower and lift and lower. One more, lifting and lower, and then bend that knee. As you bring it in, exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, stretch the leg out. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. One more, exhale and inhale. Good, bring the toes down, flex the foot, reach the heel behind, lengthening. And then bring the knee back. Now tuck your toes under and sit back on the heels. That's it, roll the shoulders back. Very nice. Bring your hands up onto your lower back. Good, roll the shoulders back. Good. And you can start to raise the hips away from your heels. That's great. Ustrasana. Keep the hands on the lower back. Smooth down the tailbone towards the knees, towards the ground, and gently encourage your hips forward. Right, now get a lift of the ribs here. Lift the heart center, and if your neck is happy to, you can look up. That's it. And get a sense of lengthening the spine, so you don't want to be dumping weight in your lower back, but just inviting a nice bit of openness and stretch on the front body. Good. Notice how you feel. Notice where the focus is. And then release. You can look forward. Release your spine. You can take the hips down to your heels. Maybe give yourself a hug. Keep your chin down to your chest. And then release. Good. Lift your hips. Now you're going to step your left foot forward here. And see, maybe you want to put a little support underneath your knee if you need to. And so we're going to lunge the hips forward. Good. So you can see here straight away, we're working on opening up the hip flexors. So you want to get that lunge. Make sure that the front knee is on top of the ankle. You could move that foot a little bit further forward if you need to allow more stretch. Let's raise the arms. Good. So try not to reach the arms too high out of the shoulder blades. Just sink them in slightly. That's it, moving the shoulders away from the ears. Now take your attention into your front foot. Make sure all the toes are planted. And ensure that the knee is not rolling into the inside or out to the outside, so you've got stability. So the knee is just sort of over the toes. And then bring the arms down. Good. Place the hands on the knee and just ease off that lunge. Hug the navel in, take a moment. You're going to bring the hands down onto your mat. On the inside of your foot, lizard pose. You can move your left foot out to the side. Option here, if you have a bolster, you can put the bolster underneath your thigh. So you want to lean against it. Gives a little bit of support so you don't overstretch. Be aware of the length in your spine. Just keep your head in line with your spine, so no need to look forward. That's just going to scrunch the back of your neck. Take a couple more breaths here. ease off. Lovely, and you can just move the bolster to the side. Lovely, bring that leg back and step your right foot forward. Lunge. Relax the shoulders. Okay, make sure that you're not leading with the right hip. You want to draw that right hip back a little and encourage the left hip to move forward. Good. Adjust your right foot if you need to. And then raise the arms. Good. If that back knee is sore on the ground, you could put a little cushion underneath your knee, or you could fold your yoga mat up, double it under your knee. Relax the shoulders. Maybe taking the focus onto the sound of your breath. And then bring the arms down. Good. Ease off your lunge. Good. Lunging forward. Bring your hands onto the inside of your foot. Move the foot off to the side a little. So the shoulder is just on the inside of the knee. Again, make sure that the knee is not rocking out to the side. Keep it close to your shoulder. You're using the bolster. Simply bring the bolster towards the back knee and then lean over it. Release. Walk your hands back and bring that foot back as well. All right, just sit back for a moment on your heels. Notice what is present. Close your eyes. Just be aware of any noticeable change in energy, in awareness of heat or vibration. You may feel resonance in the muscles that have been activated, that have been stretched. And then open your eyes and lift your hips. And we're going to move into pigeon pose. So bring your left knee forward, bring your hands down first. Slide the left knee in front. And we'll take the knee out to the side. So be careful of your knee here. If there's any injury or any pain on the inside of your knee, then keep the knee facing forward. All right. Otherwise, bring your knee out to the side and encourage your foot a little further forward towards the front of your mat. Right. And then you're going to bring both hands in front of you and encourage this right hip forward. So here we might use our block. If you need to, use your brick. Place it underneath your left buttock so you can just rest on that. Okay, now take your focus onto the back leg and squeeze the leg in towards the center, towards the midline. And with your next exhalation, we can lower the elbows. And it's up to you here. You can either stay where you are or you can lay yourself down. Taking 5 breaths here. Raising your head. Work your hands back. And slide the left leg back. So let's take a downward facing dog here to stretch out the body, to lengthen the legs, to lengthen the spine. Pedal through. And then remaining here. You can have softness in the knees. Just lift the tops of the thigh bones up towards the sky. And then bring your knees down. And send your right knee forward. And knee out to the side. Encourage the foot a little further forward. You can bring your block around to your seat. Maybe squeeze the left leg in. Hands out in front. And lowering the elbows. Relax your jaw, your teeth and tongue. And do lay yourself down, make a pillow with your hands. Rest your head in your hands. Sense of surrender and letting go here in this pose. Allowing yourself to be here. Noticing the body's resistance. Noticing where you're holding on. Breathing in, let. Breathing out, go. With your next inhalation, raise your head and draw your hands back. Good. Tuck your toes under and walk the right leg back to your downward facing dog. And then remaining for 3 breaths. Nod the head, yes and no. Stretching out the backs of the legs. Lifting up in the sits bones. Opening up under the armpits. And do bring your knees down. Sit back for a moment. Take a pause to notice how you feel. And then bring your seat down. Good. So bend your knees, have your block handy, lay yourself down on your back. Have the feet just underneath your knees. And we're going to raise the hips and place the brick underneath your hips, underneath your sacrum. So just for a moment, feel this nice grounding and settling sensation. It might feel good to have a little more focus on the upper body and the shoulders resting on the ground. So I'm going to invite you to lift the hips and move the block around so it's a little bit higher, just at that medium height now. That's it. So here you can maybe begin to feel a little bit of awareness here. Feel good in the hips, maybe a lengthening in the lower back. Be spacious in the shoulder blades. Settle in. From this position here, we can start to move the feet away. Come into a long bridge, so you can just test it out. You can straighten the legs just a little bit, or you can lengthen them all the way. Really begin to feel the effects of this stretch on the front of the pelvis. Breathing deeply, expanding the ribs. So you can stay here for some breaths, or if you wish to take the brick a little bit higher, you may be able to. So you can test it out and see how your back likes this variation. For me, sometimes my back will agree and will lift high enough to put the block under and enjoy it. And other times it's not wishing to comply and doesn't really want to be opened up that much. Also depending on the time of day that you practice. Yeah. So just notice how your body is responding. Don't force it into this higher position if it's not happy to. Couple more breaths. And then you can start to lower. So firm up your legs and your glutes. Turn the block now again to its medium height. Make a slow descent. If you were at the medium height and you had your legs extended, then bend the knees once more now. And lower the block to its lowest height. And removing your block completely. So you bring your knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rocking side to side. Lovely. Bring the feet down, stretching out the legs now. Good. Just taking a few moments to rest in Shavasana, relaxation pose. Allow the feet some space for the ankles to roll out, for the hips to release, to relax. Your pelvis, your spine, and your shoulder blades, relax. Relaxing the arms and your hands, turn the palms to face up, let the fingers naturally curl. Relaxing your abdomen, your chest, and all your internal organs. Relax your collarbones, relax your throat. Relax your head. Relaxing the muscles in your jaw, in your mouth, your tongue, cheekbones, your ears, your nose, your eyes. Relax. Relax your eyebrows, your forehead, your hair and scalp. Breathing in, navel rising. Breathing out, navel falling. Bring some awareness to the space around you once more. And start to move your hands and your feet, arms and legs. And you can bend your knees and lay yourself on your side. Just taking a moment to acknowledge this moment. And using your hands, work your way back into a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. I hope you enjoyed your practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.